How do you, when you're in a space of crisis or disagreement with another person that you're close with, how do you reconcile that inside of this idea of being present? I think we're in a very divisive time right now politically. How do you live this contemplative life where you're open and you're beautiful? I don't know if we're talking about forgiveness or understanding or just being present with them enough to understand them. How would you speak to living in this way inside of these times?
Yeah, so let's say, let's put it this way. I think people today are disheartened by the level of ideological conflicts and demonizing the one that's other. And also disheartened by the level of kind of systemic exploitation of people and situations. Because they don't have as much power, issues around with women or issues in the workplace, whatever all this is going on, people that are different race than us, different religion than us, this kind of tribal identification of people who are like me that dehumanizes the people who aren't like me. And therefore my right to use them or whatever the way, we're kind of disheartened where that's kind of in the air. You feel it in the air. And so I think the issue, for me at least, is what's helpful. I like what the Dalai Lama, he said the first step is to do your best not to be part of the problem yourself. And to know that sometimes this bothers us because we realize we ourselves hold some degree of those attitudes. So how can I use this to check in with myself? To be more grounded and truthful in what helps, which has to do with seeing the value of each person. Knowing the reason they're saying what they're saying is that there's more than a seed of truth to what they're saying. And to them it's important. So, but if I hold there's something about it that's unhelpful, because they're hurting them or hurts other people, whatever, I have to engage in a dialogue with them and kind of encourage a dialogical encounter. And it's like this, it's like in marriage having an argument, the importance of learning to fight well. You can fight well because the other shoe never hits the floor. It's say, the other person will not do the destructive thing. See? No one's going to walk out. And no one's going to know, because you know me so well, you know where the hurting places are. You won't go there. See? And that makes it safe to be angry at each other. And then as you listen to each other, just beneath the anger is the pain. Just beneath the pain is the powerlessness. So wherever you have anger, see, wherever you have anger, you have this fear, this powerlessness. See? And by the way, there's some truth to that fear. I'm losing something, I'm going to lose something, and I can't get past the fear, and I'm powerless to get past it. So the more we can start to be sensitive to these dynamics, and what would it take for us to meet in the middle and start a point of dialogue with each other on common ground, because it's at a certain level we both want the same thing. We both want civility, we both want safety. We both want to do what's best, all things considered, for the most people. So how about if we could use the creative tension in our differences to forge a synthesis, and not to be, and don't be Pollyannish about that as if to go, oh, I'd love that, let's start right away. Because maybe they're not going to do that at all, so you have to hold firm, Gandhi, which is so influential with Dr. Martin Luther King, to overcome the enemy with self-suffering, sincerity, and truth. And you hold the line. You don't back away, and you don't act like them either. You just hold the line, you're just right there. And the truth will set you free. You just hold the line. And in the end, we have to have faith. I think that's what saves the day. Whether it's a marriage or parenting or a corporation or politics, whatever. And that's what's prophetic, I think, and that's the prophet in the middle of the turmoil.